Hi, welcome to Tracy Finance One-on-One and how to save without even trying. Without even trying. How are you going to do that? How are you going to do that? I'm going to tell you how you're going to do it, okay? All right? One way to save without even trying, go to your bank or your credit union, okay? Go to your bank and your credit union. You should have one, okay? Because you got to save somewhere. All right? Now, Wells Fargo, they have the Save As You Go kind of program where, let's just say you went to Starbucks. Okay, now. Hopefully, you were cutting back on your Starbucks trips. But anyway, you went to Starbucks and let's say your coffee was $7.25. Well, guess what? They're going to bump it up. This Wells Fargo Save As You Go will bump it up to $8 and take that 75 cents and put it in your Save As You Go account. You can't, and just forget about that Save As You Go account. It's just going to chip away. Let's say you bought $1. Something that costs $1 even, where they're going to bump it up to $2 and they're going to take $1 and put it in your Save As You Go account. I think this is lovely. I think this is genius. One woman wanted to buy a house and she really had no money saved, not enough to buy a house. Well, guess what? She forgot about her Save and Go account. She saved maybe for 6 years in her Save and Go account. And when it was time to buy a house, she had $13,000 in her Save As You Go because they're chipping away and they bumping up the money, give you interest, and it's somewhere nestled away, which is great. Now, if your bank doesn't do this, there are some apps that will do that, okay? Be careful of any fees. You do not want to pay any fees for someone to do this, okay? Don't let them charge you. Another way that you can save without even trying is your credit union, okay? See if they have a summer savers. See if your bank has a Christmas fund. And have them take out a specific amount of money every pay period. Every pay period. And during that pay period, there it will take out, let's say, whatever you want, $20 a month, $20 every 2 weeks for your vacation, $50 a pay period, whatever your amount that you determine. Do not look at those accounts. Anyway, they will gain interest, and usually by the end of the summer, your credit union, your bank will just roll that money into another account. Once that year rolls around, once Christmas comes, or let's say November, end of November, they will roll into another account and you have money for Christmas shopping or for summer vacations. But you don't have to use it for vacations, or at least not all of it. Keep saving that money. And you don't have to spend on Christmas gifts. No. I don't care if you have a large family. You might want to say, hey, I'll buy one gift. We'll just draw some names. Maybe 3 gifts. Buy your parents gifts. Pick 1 or 2 other people. Grandmother. That's it. You don't have to buy people gifts, because you're going to gift yourself, because you're trying to gain wealth. So those are a few ways of, saving without really trying to save. Another way you can do it, it takes a little more effort. Stay away from the plastic. And I'm not talking necessarily about credit card, but I do mean stay away from the credit cards. That is the devil. It's great to build a credit history with credit cards. I have credit cards, but I don't carry any balance on those credit cards. I pay them off every month. So what you can do with this situation is When I say plastic, I also mean, yes, I mean credit card, but I also mean ATM cards. So if you need to buy anything, go to your bank and get some hardcore cash. Hardcore, hard, cold cash. You buy everything with paper. And once you need to feel, if you spend, you need to, that's because it's easy, because it's plastic and it doesn't seem like money. When you keep dishing out and flipping out, you'll see your money, you're like, wait, the pile is shrinking. I need to stop. But the good thing about using cash to pay, when it's done, it's done. Don't go back. You say, okay, I spent my allowance for the pay period. I can't. The rest of the money is saved. Okay? Another thing people say is pay yourself first. Pay yourself first. Don't pay your creditors. Well, if you have these lazy way of savings, like I told you, like the save as you go, a Christmas fund or vacation fund, those are like save as you, kind of like a save as you go, but the bank is, or the credit union is taking what you determine out every month for your savings. Okay? So that's the one way of determining, one way of gaining some wealth. But you can't touch that money. You roll it over and you act like it does not exist. It does not exist. You need to start paying off debt. Then you need to get into investments. But first, we have to save. We have to have an emergency fund. And we have to have an investment fund. So, that is how you save money, my lovelies. How you save money. I had a friend. I told her, you pay with cash only. Now she has a sizable amount of money for a house herself. Because she took my advice. I didn't tell her, like all I said was paying cash. Paying cash. I mean, yeah, it's just makes you mindful of what you're doing. You got the sensory issue of feeling that paper sliding out your hand, sending a signal to you. But if you just take a little plastic card, ding, 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 not necessarily going to work. And then there is another way to save without really saving. Just get a big old jar. This is the old school way. Get a big old jar. Put your coins in the jar. I even had like a jar of silver. I didn't really want to save the pennies, so I have all my silver. When I go to Vegas and place like that, I say, hey, okay, let's put all the silver, the quarters, the dimes, the nickels in here. Not necessarily the pennies. I'll give those to the kids, just because I just want to, I have to have some cash, to turn into that I don't really, little pocket change. That's one way of savings. That's another way of saving. Another kind of cute way of saving. Take your money, just random, like money, and put it in a little plastic baggie. And then, let's just say you're going to put it in a little container. Like a little plastic container. You can probably go to the dollar store and get it. But first in the plastic baggie and then in another plastic container and freeze that sucker. Freeze it. And you know what? You can throw your credit cards in there too. Freeze those too. Freeze it. So you really, really are, kind of can't trust yourself with that. Freeze it. If you really have to have some money, let that sucker melt. Let that sucker melt. Don't put it in the microwave. Let it melt. Let it melt. That's a way determined to stop you from spending so darn much. And I also like to do this. This is something I like to do. I don't necessarily have to do it this way, but sometimes I like doing this. And I like to take like a $20, $10 bill, stuff it in a coat pocket, put it in a boot here and there. I like to find money. Love money. I love to find money like that. So I would put it in items of clothes. Okay? Don't be loaning out your clothes, people, if you're going to do that. Or your shoes. So I like to do that. And if you have purses, that like party bags and stuff like that, you know, purses that you go out to clubs with, you might want to put a little something in there. You know, it's always great, you know, when you're in a pinch and you say, whoa. Another way of saving without really trying to save, I have a calendar. A calendar. It's a pocket calendar. I put money in the pockets of the calendar. I love doing that. And man, it grows fast if you really are diligent in putting money in your little pocket calendar. Sometimes I was doing that for emergency funds around the house, but I didn't have that many emergencies, thank goodness. So my little pockets start to get a little fatter in my pocket calendar. So that's another way. And I forget my pocket calendars. I forget to turn over. Matter of fact, it's June, if you want to look at my calendar, when it's really July. That's how much I am not looking at that pocket calendar. Unless I'm going to put a 20 or 10 or some singles. So those are some slick ways of saving without really trying to be quiet, without trying to save, okay? Ways that, you know, that aren't too tough. They're not too tough. It's basically what you can afford. And it gets better over time. You know, when you're like, ooh, I wonder if I could increase it a little bit more. All right, my lovelies. If you enjoyed hearing those easy ways of saving without really trying, drop me a line, subscribe, hit the notification bell, share if you care. And if you have a kind of easy way, let me know. Maybe I'll make a part 2 of this video. All right, my lovelies. See you on the flip side.